How you doing? I know it's been a while, but it's the steering wheel commentator. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't know what all it does, but it sounds good to me. Got a little bit of a strange one. It was something that I've never really done before, and it goes way back to 1995. As a matter of fact, this date is going to sound familiar to some friends of mine. And I don't know if they want that brought up or not, but we will just use their first name, okay? But on March 25th, 1995, me and Lori attended a wedding, and it was some friends of ours, and it was Kevin and Manuela. They're no longer married, so that's why but anyway, that's not the whole point of the story. But what was really funny about what's different about it is that what was wrong with him? Anyway, is that after the wedding, we all load up and we ride to Memphis. And we go to Club 616 to see the one and only Cinderella. And I'm going to tell you something. We got that. I don't know that anybody opened for them. If they did, I have no idea who it was, and it's not on the ticket stub. I've still got the ticket stubs, why I remember it so well. But as a matter of fact, that was on us. I believe that was a Saturday night. The following Friday night, me and Lori, Rick and Mary was back at 616 and saw Slash's Snake Pit. But anyway, this is about Cinderella. We left a wedding with the wedding party, and we had tickets to go see Cinderella at 616, and we all go up there and see Cinderella. Now, man, Cinderella, I mean, they were really good. I mean, Cinderella's good. I remember we were standing with me, and I can't remember who all was standing around there. We were standing out there by the bus, just hoping to get a glimpse of somebody. And all of a sudden, this little old car pulls up. Little old economy car pulls up, and Jeff LeBar jumps out. And when he jumps out, man, he jumps and runs. He runs around through there, and he's done inside before anybody even realizes who he is. So I guess he had a friend that lived there in Memphis or something, that come picked him up or something. They done something. But anyway, we never got to see Tom Kiefer or anything around the bus or anything. And Tom Kiefer has been one of my guitar and singing heroes my whole music career. If you want to call it a career. The whole time I've been playing music, Tom Kiefer has been one of my favorite vocalists and one of my favorite guitar players because of the songs that he wrote. I mean, you listen to Long Cold Winter, even the one with I can't think the name of it, had the saxophone and everything on it. It was one of those latter CDs that they released. I mean, even it was really good. The more things change, the more things stay the same. I mean, that album was good, but man, Long Cold Winter and the Shake Me album, that first album, man, it was really good. But Long Cold Winter, man, it just it was really, really good. And if you hadn't listened to it, which you'd have to be living in a cave somewhere just about not to have ever heard the Long Cold Winter CD or album or whatever you want to call it now. Whatever's politically correct for you. Like I care. Anyway, if you hadn't checked it out, you need to. That night we saw Cinderella. You talking about, and remember I talked about going and seeing them at the Mid-South Coliseum. We were on like the 14th row or something like that. Well, we were toward the back there, but you see it was general admission at 616, and we stood kind of toward the back, and I'm talking about they were so freaking loud, man. It sounded good, but they were so loud. I mean, it was like they brought the PA from the Mid-South Coliseum and stuck it inside 616. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to 616. It's just off Union Avenue. You turn there by Sun Records. You turn down the little road by Sun Records there off of Union Avenue, and it's just right down there on the right. And it's not that big on the inside. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing, but it might hold 800 people, maybe. I don't know. Somebody else might know better. I don't know. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. But anyway, I don't think it would hold 1,000. But anyway, it wasn't that big, and I'm talking about Cinderella rocked it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell about, after we saw Cinderella that night, we come home and everything. The next Friday night, we had tickets to go right back to 616 and see Slash's Snake Pit. Now, the thing about Slash's Snake Pit, if you're not familiar with it, go over and listen to it. The first album, I really liked it at the time. I got it out again here a while back, and it wasn't my cup of tea, and I don't know why, but they were really good live. But the thing about Slash's Snake Pit at 616 that year was that's where they started the Slash's Snake Pit tour from. They stayed in Memphis. Now, the way I understand it, it was several days. They stayed in Memphis, stayed there, getting everything together, putting everything the way they needed, getting everything adjusted, getting ready for the road. It's like a lot of artists have done from Tupelo. I know there's several that started their tour from Tupelo and done that, stayed there for a few days. But anyway, so Slash and them stayed there. Somebody told me it was 2 weeks. I don't know if it was that long or not, but I can't imagine them staying there that long, but they may have. Anyway, they were really good. They were really good. Now, the singer, it takes a certain, he's not a Miles Kennedy. I'm going to put it that way. He's not a Miles Kennedy, but he's very unusual. And as a matter of fact, just the other day, me and Lori was kind of investigating about it. That singer plays guitar right now with Alice Cooper. So we were like, really? Yeah. He's one of the guitar. He's the one that kind of looks like Johnny Depp a little bit, that plays for Alice Cooper. The way I understand it, that's him. He's the one. He was the vocalist for Slash's Snake Pit then. But one of the biggest things I remember about Slash's Snake Pit, they had a good band open. I can't remember who it was, but Slash was doing. I kept seeing Slash every time he'd done a solo. He would stand his guitar, the neck pointing up. Every time, he'd like prop the guitar and do the solo that way. Anyway, he squatted down at the front of the stage with his guitar, and he kind of put his guitar neck down. Some guy reached up and tried to turn one of the tutors. And before he realized it, he had kicked that guy in the head with his boot. He had on like some combat boots or something. But anyway, Slash was squatted, and he kicked that guy in the head with his boot. And then he got up, kind of walked around there. And I don't know if they threw the guy out or what, but that was one of the things that really stood out with me. It was a good show too, but it was just very unusual leaving a wedding and going up to 616 to see Cinderella. That was the first, and I guess it's been the last for me. And seeing Slash's Snake Pit the following weekend, traveling up there then, that was pretty cool too. Of course, I saw Slash I told about seeing Guns N' Roses, and a few years before that. But if you hadn't listened to the first Slash's Snake Pit CD, go over and give it a listen. Of course, you know as well as I do, the guitar on it is bar none. Slash he's in that top probably 8. Might be a little higher than that to me, and guitar players to me. Now that's just me, that's my personal, and a lot of people don't talk about it, appreciate it, but I'm gonna tell you something. Slash helped write, he was in on writing every one of the Appetite for Destruction songs. And I'm telling you something, when I got Appetite for Destruction, when I got that set, matter of fact, a friend of mine, Richard Wilson, gave me a copy of it. And he told me, he said, this is going to be the next big band. That was like 86 or 87. And then right after that, they done that live video at the Ritz for MTV. I'm talking about, I was enamored with that cassette. I mean, I listened to it and I listened to it and I listened to it and I had to go buy it. And I'm talking about, it was great. Think about, you know, people think about, well, it's pretty good. I can write a song. Yeah, but did you write songs that had that many hits on it? That a whole album that you don't even flip over any song on that album. None of them. So, this has been the Steering Wheel Commentator. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. We'll see you next time.